There's an old saying that goes, you can't legislate morality, but I think you can, and I think we did. And I think society was ready for the enactment of the ADA. It passed 76-8, 76 in favor in the Senate, and overwhelmingly in Congress was signed into law by a Republican president, George H.W. Bush, who will go down in history as a strong disability advocate, and his son, George W. Bush, signed the ADA Amendments Act of 2008. And of course, we saw notable congressional leaders like Senator Bob Dole, who himself was disabled, Senator Ted Kennedy, Senator Tom Harkin, great champions in the Senate and Congress who put the ADA through. But really, this was spurred by the power of the disability rights movement. This was a culmination of 30 or 40 years of direct advocacy, and I think time was right in society for a civil rights law for people with disabilities. But since then, there have been developments in attitude toward the idea of inclusion, and I think there's been more growth in our capacity to be an inclusive society. And so if you look at the public access provisions of the ADA, Title II and Title III, which are the ones that require state, local, and county government, as well as privately owned providers of public accommodations like shopping malls, restaurants, movie theaters, retail stores, to provide access to people with disabilities, not just one person at a time, not just on the basis of individual accommodations, but to apply universal design principles to make sure that as many people as possible can access the amenities, the goods, the services, all the privileges and benefits of membership in this, still the greatest of all societies, gave us the reason to do this and gave the impetus, and truly an unfunded mandate. The ADA did not provide money for a movie theater to have cutouts where people who use wheelchairs can put their chairs and watch the movies. It didn't have money for restaurants to print Braille menus, but you do have to make your goods and services accessible to the broader disability community on both individual and universal bases. And I think this was really, really powerful. That requires more of a general attitude and a general sentiment to make those things happen than it does to say, okay, by request, if you need an accommodation, let us know. We'll see if we want to provide it for you. And we do this one person at a time. The ADA has really given us the impetus to think about public access and the civil right to live independently and access our communities. And I think that's really been the power of it.